And a glimpse of the team as they arrive. A well-dressed and well-groomed group. The Houston Rockets making their way off the bus in anticipation of tonight's game. There it is, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, where we're getting set to bring you all of today's action. Hi, everyone. Well, a chance to check out some stats for Anthony Davis. Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by.
Well, Kevin, even those...
David Aldridge, thank you.
And the big man, Anthony Davis, leading the team that drafted him to be a part of a superstar duo with the Lakers. Shaq, does that at all sound familiar?
Yeah, listen, some drama was made about the way he got to the West Coast, but hopefully he can collect those rings, just like I did with the Lakers. Look, the first spot for him was a struggle, and he said, you know what, I want to be with a contender. I think I'm a great player. So I wish him very well.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. All out there with Harden. Then it's Christian Wood. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's Nwaba in at the 3, the small forward. And for Los Angeles, they've got Harrell. Caldwell Pope out there with LeBron James. And it's Marc Gasol. And it's Davis in at the 4. Here's Nwaba. He's defended by Harrell. Inside, here's Harden. Can't hit that one. Caldwell Pope for some nice D. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Oh, that was
showing everyone how it's done. Dunk contest. That's 10s across the board, Kevin.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Wall, that's a two-pointer with nobody on him. He buries the jumper.
His offensive skill set is off the charts. He has more than a few ways to punish him.
LeBron kicks to Gasol. And they double up Davis. Again, Los Angeles. And Shaq at LSU, it was clear right away that you were ready for the NBA. For guys in a similar position now, do you think they should be allowed to skip college altogether?
I don't think you can make a rule for just one type of player. I think it has to work for everybody. Plenty of one-and-dones, but you got to understand, there's a lot of one-and-dones that 5 years into the league, you never hear from them.
Yeah, and listen, the reality is that there is no one way to do anything, right? I think the fact that you have guys that have the opportunity to go overseas, if that's the path they want to choose, but for a lot of them, just like it was for you, Shaq, the college experience is something that you really can't substitute. And so, I'd like to see that option still remain viable.
And stolen by James. Caldwell Pope passes to Davis. And the shot goes in. Davis has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Harden outside. Pass to Nwaba. Back to Harden. Beyond the arc. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And Harden attempts more threes than just about anyone. And you don't get that kind of leeway unless you knock him down.
Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
The coaching staff has to be upset. You can't give the opposition easy baskets like this.
And there's the call on James. That's his first foul. Right side, Wall. And Wall with the slam.
I mean, he's got a lot of smarts on the court, but Tucker doesn't need to think too much on that assist. He was wide open.
Gasol tried to free himself up, and he gets it to go. LeBron's got 6. Shaq, if you were a GM, what would be your keys to building a great team? We know you're a part owner. What if you were the GM making personnel decisions?
Well, first you need stars, and then you gotta, get some players through free agency, then you gotta trade, and then you gotta work that draft. As far as culture, you just want players who are hungry and team first. It's all about winning.
It's a good formula to have to be successful.
Davis finds Gasol. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Gasol's got his 2nd basket.
Using that big body. I mean, Gasol able to absorb contact. That's what you want from your big man.
It's Harden with the drive. They D that time from Harrell.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power, hammering down the two-hand slam. And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Houston Rockets. They trail by 9 points. Last time they met in Houston.
And they'll want to show that they're a much better team than they demonstrated last time out against these guys. At the very least, avoid another blowout.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that a sloppy effort? I mean, turnovers were a huge issue. And they don't have to play safe tonight. They do have to play smart.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. So much love for the perimeter offense these days. The chant for your money. Who are some of the best back-to-the-basket players that are in the NBA right now?
The list is short, but it's still a very impressive list. Joel Embiid, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Anthony the Brown Davis.
Can't argue with any of those.
No,
not at all. Here's Gordon. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. All 3 off the mark. Rockets trail by 11. McLemore inside the line. Drains the jumper to finish the break.
Oh, wow. That's just a solid decision from McLemore. Just knows how to put the defense on their heels and take advantage of them with the pull-up jimmy.
Here's James. And they call the foul. So he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Lakers shooting their first free throw of the game right now.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
You know, people talk about the GOAT. How do you compare different positions, different eras? Just appreciate LeBron for who he is.
Now here's Gordon. And in the game with the Lakers, he did not play that well. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. The Lakers second.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
The offensive rebound. And that one's good by Davis. Davis has got 10 points in the game.
You got to put a body on Davis or he will wreak havoc on the offensive glass.
Pass to Tate. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. That's his first foul. Shaq, one of the tough things for a post player, you generally have to rely on someone else to get you the ball. With that view, what makes a good or great playmaker?
Well, they got to have great ball control. They have to thread the needle. You know, floor spacing is also very important. You know, if your defender is doubling down on the post, you're not helping the big man eat.
And the big man's gotta eat.
Gotta eat. You see this belly?
No, you look good. You look good.
Thank you.
Go out there right now and play. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
The pass to Tate, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
And he knows it, too. He tried to get away with it. Sometimes you do. That time he didn't.
To the inside, Davis dishes to Harrell. Left side, Gasol. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
One of the best parts of Gasol's game is strength. He's big, tough to handle.
Gasol drops 2. Rockets trail by 16. Gordon inside. James covering. And Davis sends it back.
At the defensive end, few big men can cover as much territory as Davis.
Caldwell Pope outside. Pass to Davis. And stolen by Cousins. LeBron against Gordon. Goes up on the wing, and no good. James fires from way outside, and a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Lakers lead by 16. Naturally a ball-dominant player, James Harden talked to us.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, of course.
Giving their offense another dynamic.
And it also helps him preserve some energy for those big moments in the big game.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Lakers are pretty much in control here.
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. If you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So on the floor for Houston, we've got DeMarcus Cousins. Gordon is out there with Ben McLemore. Then there's Brown, and it's Tate in power forward. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we all know that there are some people who dislike James Harden's style of play. They're bored watching him shoot free throws. He said, I see how teams guard me and find ways to exploit it. I just outthink the game, and I'm faulted for it. Kevin, that may be, but it's hard to argue with the results. Back to you.
You're right, one of the top scorers in league history, David. Thanks for that report. Wall against Caldwell Pope. Wall's shot is off. Los Angeles leading by 19 points. And the dunk by LeBron.
Big night in the score column, even for LeBron, giving the fans their money's worth.
Rockets have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. From deep, McLemore hands it from downtown. McLemore's got 5. Well, Shaq, one of your more famous quotes of late has been, rings, Ernie, rings. All joking aside, is the number of titles a player wins the best measurement for where they stand in history?
I think it's a piece of the pie, but it's a large piece. It's a good tiebreaker when comparing greats to other greats. It was always the standard of what a great player should be.
A championship is a championship no
matter what. And I didn't make the rules, I just tried to abide by them. But yeah, I think the more rings, the more you can say how great you were.
I think it's a good point because it's all relative. Because, Bill Russell's got 11, but most people would say Michael getting 6 in his era was the equivalent to that. And then you could go a step further with Kobe and you having 5, you having 4 because of free agency and the impact of that. So I do think it's, as Shaq said, it does matter because great players win championships. But there are other metrics that you have to look at as well.
Gasol inside. Cousins is there. Marc Gasol picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Houston making a switch here. Tucker's checked in. Rockets trail by 17. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Here's Wall, and there's the big-time jam as he slams it right over Davis.
You gotta enjoy watching Wall take flight. He's a sensational dunk artist.
And here's James. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Houston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Shaq, when you look back at your career, was there a specific piece of advice you got from another player that really resonated with you?
Michael Jordan told me, before you succeed, you must first learn to fail. Because early on in my career, we were just getting swept. Kevin, we played a lot of games where it was 4 and out.
What did Jordan tell you that on the floor, in the locker room after a game? Like, what was the circumstance?
After they swept us.
After they swept
Game
you.
6.
On the floor?
Sorry.
On the floor?
On the floor, yes. He grabbed me on the shoulder and said, before you succeed, you must first learn to fail. And I was like, what does that mean? Until the big Aristotle went home and analyzed it with the magnifying glass. Oh.
That's what that means.
Before you succeedeth, you must first learn to faileth.
as hot as he's been, it still has to be him who leads the charge and helps turn this game around.
Here's James. The dive for the ball. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Rockets trail by 15. And here's Wall. 14 points from him. The
And tonight, they can't tie Wall down. I mean, found his rhythm, and he's been riding that wave of momentum ever since.
And LeBron throws it down hard.
James simply one of the best dunkers in NBA history, I have to say. Highly creative in how he throws it down.
Houston's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Here's Wall, and the slam dunk by Wall.
Taking matters into his own hand.
Yeah, we didn't expect to see that kind of finish.
No, but his teammates love that kind of energy, fellas. I mean, dunks like this demonstrate leadership.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. A nice shot by Tucker. Shaq, back in the day, you drew double teams. You made the defense pay by setting up your teammates with terrific passing. Which bigs now do you see following in your footsteps, in those footsteps?
You know, Ben Simmons, former LSU guy, when he gets aggressive in the paint, they double. He definitely looks for his player. Listen, LeBron James is the best passer of 99 guards. Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid. Look, you got to use the others if you want to get to that next level.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Look at LeBron James. He's really been playing well.
And he's just attacking the rim with force here. They need to try and deny him the ball in the paint to keep him away from the basket.
Brown is checked in for Houston. Wall's shot is good.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring him back.
Here's LeBron. And LeBron throws it down hard.
That's a slam to remember by LeBron, the King James. Total dominance in the paint.
Rockets trail by 15. Wall passes to Wood. And finished off by Wood.
And no doubt, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does great. Harden has a wide open look. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Harden's got his third bucket of the night.
And I like the way they're using the entire court here in the second quarter. The three-point percentage has gone through the roof.
I love how tenacious LeBron James is. When he sees a lane, he does not hesitate.
Back to Harden. From the arc. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Well, that's almost a sure thing when you leave him that wide open on the perimeter. I mean, that's his sweet spot.
Stolen by Harden. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Tucker's got 4 points this quarter. Always adding some levity to the mix. Shaquille O'Neal, thank you for stopping by. That headset is available for you whenever you want.
Kevin, I just want to say thank you very much. It's been great. Greg, you know I love you.
I love you too. I'm a big Aristotle.
I'm at a loss for words. I hate to.
No, that's okay, Shaq.
No, I just hate to. I hate that I have to leave right now.
Give me a tissue. Give me a tissue. It's okay, big fella. It's
I don't want
okay.
to go back upstairs with.
It's fine.
Me and Kenny.
Oh, well, yeah,
I want to stay here with you guys.
Give me a tissue. You know, Greg, there are good players, and there are great players, and there are superstars. And then there's Shaq.
Yeah, I mean, he once said he'd like to be known as
The big Aristotle.
because Aristotle said, excellence is not a singular act, it's a habit. You are what you repeatedly do. Well, Shaq's lived by that on and off the court.
Here's Cousins. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
They did a better job of getting it inside in that first. They've lost some of that physical edge here.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Well, the combination of size and strength, it makes Cousins a tough cover. It overpowered. Now, look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one fly.
That's a 2 from Gordon. Gasol with the rebound.
His defense has been non-existent tonight. This really hurt me.
And finished off by Davis.
Always love to see your big man run the floor. There's no questioning Davis's effort.
Rockets trail by 8. Gordon deciding where to go with it. To the paint with 4 seconds on the clock. And then Cousins with the dunk.
I mean, this is Gordon's offensive instincts going to work. I mean, feeds the open man the moment he spots him. That's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. Offensively, this has been it. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and making his triumphant return to our set, the one-man broadcasting phenom, Shaquille.
Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome. I just want to say, I'm getting used to sitting on the side. It's better to be with you guys. It was pretty good. It's a lot of room down there, a lot of seats.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. It's been a clinic out there by James.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And that's somewhat of a surprise, but he's been really patient and unselfish.
They've got Anthony Davis, Caldwell Pope out there with LeBron James, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Harrell in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Wall, that's a 2-pointer. It's rebounded by Gasol. Gasol's got 5 rebounds tonight.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
When you give James a lane to the basket, he's going to dunk it hard. Amazing watching him just glide through the air.
Passes it to Harden. Here's Wood. Outside, Wall. Bangs home the trifecta. Wall's got 24. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. LeBron gets to Gasol. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Down low. Ball's knocked loose. Shot clock at 5. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. And now let's revisit that exceptional Mobile One block.
And that'll give him a jolt. Nothing like a rejection to light a fire under you.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. 9-point game. Houston moving the ball around. Here's Mwaba. Shot clock reset for the Rockets. Rejected by Gasol.
Trying to challenge Gasol, big-time two-way player. He gets it done on both ends.
They push it up, 4 on 3. Wall wide open. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 5 assists in the game. Here's LeBron, and the dunk by LeBron.
How about the hands on display there around the basket? He does not let those opportunities slip away, and that allows the lead to grow.
And it's Contavious Caldwell Pope with the foul. That's his first foul. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Harden. Great showing for him last season. First in scoring, 5th in steals, and he ranked in the top 10 in assists. An incredible knack for drawing defenders and finding the open man.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him #1 last year. You can't stop him. and you can't even really contain him.
Oh, man, such a hard worker on the glass. Toughness energy is very impressive. A true junkyard dog.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And the basket by Harden.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Well, and last season, we saw teams double and trap James Harden more than any other player in the league. As soon as he crossed half court, they did not want the ball in his hands.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The Lakers have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
In many ways, he feels like he's playing his best ball right now when you talk about LeBron James.
Harden against Caldwell Pope. And the jam by Harden.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
And it's not going to be easy, but they've come this far, and they're right here.
Chalk up 2 there. Davis has got 20.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Now Harden, he's got 16. Pass to Wood. Second shot opportunity, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Montrezl Harrell.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
First trip to the line for him here.
And as for last season, he was a 74% shooter at the line.
And he sinks the second.
And all the trapping had to frustrate Harden. But whatever may come, he's going to make the right play.
Yeah, and you can't, Jim, because he's not just a good passer. He's a great passer. He averaged over double digits assists the year they played him at point guard. He makes you pay for sending help.
And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. Anthony Davis third.
And shot blocking is the element of the game that I think he cares about the most. That's where he puts in that effort and energy.
The Rockets shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
McLemore's checked in for the Rockets. Gordon comes in for John Wall.
Got to be in all, James. An offensive juggernaut. He's caught fire here tonight.
Harden draws the double. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And the league's preeminent practitioner of the step-back 3, James Harden, is as good as it gets. And, you know, like the skyhook, an unguardable shot. And paired with his dribble drive, a 2-move torture chamber.
And thanks to that step back, Harden already the all-time leader in unassisted three-point shots.
And not to mention 4-point plays. And up until recently, teams built elaborate offenses to create their three-point looks. Harden the first to do it one-on-one with volume and efficiency.
Rockets trail by 5. Harden the pass to Cousins. He's defended by Harrell. And there's the call on Montrezl Harrell. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Here's Harden on the wing. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. And the basket by Harden. Los Angeles leading by 3. Here's LeBron. He's off on that one. Nice D from Cousins. And it's Houston on the break. McLemore with the ball, and it's Gordon missing.
His bad night from the field is only going to get worse if he keeps throwing up shots like that.
Here's Davis, and it's slammed in by Davis.
Excellent court awareness. James has always had terrific instincts as a playmaker.
Gordon outside. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 7th assist in the game. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. You know, even though LeBron doesn't go 100% every minute of every game in the season, GA, he still knows when to turn it on.
And for someone at his age, that is something you have to know how to do. You can see when LeBron kicks it into that next gear. Can't keep it on all the time, but he's still able to take over when he needs to.
Cousins dishes to Gordon. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession. Los Angeles leading by 4. Here's LeBron. Oh, and the jam by LeBron.
Powerful presence on the court. It's hard to match James' strength inside.
Harden with it. He's got 18. There's the 3. It's good from Gordon on the assist by Harden. Gordon's got 8 points.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, and they aren't just chucking up anything. I mean, they're doing a great job of creating quality looks. They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Harden against Caldwell Pope. Fires for 3. Harden, no good. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. Their biggest lead of the game was 21.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Caldwell Pope against Harden. Good on the shot.
He's got the hot hand right now. As long as he can keep getting open, they've got to keep feeding him.
Stolen by Gordon. Here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Well, I like when Gordon mucks it up on the defensive end, capable of ripping away steals.
Got a piece of it and stolen by Gordon.
Fourth foul of the game for him. He's starting to get into that danger zone.
The Rockets have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game. And he can't get the first one.
The former Jayhawk McLemore, a gifted scorer who can really light it up in a hurry.
Brown is checked in for Houston.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
One of the guys who only has one mode, an aggressive and explosive presence at all times.
Rockets trail by 4. Outside Gordon. All alone. Doesn't get it to drop for him. So the Lakers will take it the other way.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
And James shows no mercy on his drives to the rim. Vicious at penetrating inside.
Over in the corner, Brown. Buries the long-range jumper.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
And James throws it down hard.
Oh, come on, you can't allow James to get position down low. Once he does, he's looking to dunk it.
Rocket shooting is still at 60% since the halftime break. Gordon against Davis. 8. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 7.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Well, there's no slowing down LeBron. Even if you hit him on the drive, he fends it off well with the strength.
Now here's Gordon. He's got 10. Over Caldwell Pope. And the last shot of the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's LeBron James making things happen for Los Angeles. Between his... And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball. And how about the perfect delivery?
How about the unselfishness? Night in and night out, we see guys trying to force their own agenda. Not that time.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. PJ Tucker is out there with Christian Wood. Then there's Gordon, and it's Wall, and it's Nwaba in at the 3.
And LeBron James still the face of the league as he goes into his mid-30s. The impact he's had on this sport is really immeasurable.
Come on, Jerry. I mean, he's one of the most recognizable athletes in the world. I mean, it's scary to think that LeBron can still turn it on and take over when he needs to. And you know what? Playoff LeBron is a very real thing.
Houston moving it around. There's the pass to Wall. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. LeBron's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Up past the wall. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Over in the corner, Gasol. James outside. LeBron James on the wing. And they double up James. Stolen by Tucker. Poked loose. And stolen by James. It's stolen by Wall. Pass to Wood. Back to Wall. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Wall's got 10 points here in the second half. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. Here's LeBron, and finished off by LeBron.
Just love the focus when he gets around the rim. How huge could those 2 points be?
It's Jordan with the ball. He brings it up for Houston, trailing by 5. And Gasol sends it back. They recover it.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
There's the feed to Hero. The shot that time, not on target. And Houston the other way now. Wall passes to Nwaba. LeBron grabs the miss. LeBron's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. Here's Davis, hit him clean. Rockets trail by 5. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
I love that pass. Wall is a classic point guard who makes everyone around him better. When he's missed time, his teams have always suffered.
That's tipped. Passes it to Davis. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. That'll be his second foul of the game. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Clock at 6. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one's on Eric Gordon.
But he's taken an aggressive approach since halftime. Drawing fouls, getting to the line, forcing the D in the bad spots.
James Harden, he's checked in for Eric Gordon. Rockets trail by 5. Inside. And Davis sends it back.
You can't take that shot in front of Davis. His reach, his height, his timing. He's never done.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
And for everything that Anthony Davis does on the floor, you can't forget about his defense. Still an elite level defender. Guards multiple positions and turns away a number of shots.
Yeah, nothing too fancy. Just getting the job done when they need to. Make every possession count.
Lots of room. It goes straight through with the switch. And now just a 4-point Laker lead.
I love how hard he squares himself up on these pull-up attempts when he is in rhythm. No one else is stopping him from burying his shots.
And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And Davis gets a lot of blocks without getting in foul trouble. About a 1-to-1 ratio for him in his career.
Incredible. And he's done a great job of learning how to go straight up, playing vertical. Gets blocks, but doesn't get pulled out of position. Does everything you want from a defensive anchor.
And finished off by Wood.
Well, when you draw this much attention from the D, you know someone's bound to be left open. And hard foul.
That one drops for him.
It's been a clinical performance. He's played a huge role and has them in position to grab the W.
Harden bounce pass. Off target from outside. Lakers leading by 4. The drive by James. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And here are the Rockets now. From deep, Harden. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Davis has got 11 rebounds in the game. Gasol kicks to James. Right side Davis. And the layup's good off the glass. And now a 6-point Los Angeles lead.
The defender plays tough, but Davis is tougher. Plays through the contact with the core.
Harden's got room and too long on the shot.
And they've had the edge in rebounding all night long, and none bigger than that one right there.
And it's the Rockets on the break. And Harden with the stuff.
As if there was any question, Harden with the big-time play.
Gasol, this is to LeBron. Back to Gasol. Here's Davis. Up and in on the layup. Davis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, no hesitation to get it to the rim. He uses his height advantage to convert easy.
Harden draws the double. Gasol with the steal. And now here's Davis, the fast break opportunity. Harrell, the pass to Davis. They get a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Harden's got the ball. Ball's shot is good.
Look, you know they're turning the ball to crucial points in the game because he knows how to step up in a big way.
James. They get it back. There's a minute 40 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Wall dishes to Harden. A three. Anthony Davis with the rebound. Lakers leading by 4. Here's LeBron. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And James is used to scoring through contact. Doesn't matter what the deep throws out.
Caldwell Pope against Harden. And it's Harden shutting it down.
It's winning time. Harden knows his job description.
1:12 left in the game. Here's James. Connects again. 71 points and no end in sight.
This young fella is in the zone. The defense right now looks helpless.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on John Wall.
The Diaz no shot is stopping James. He's that low in that position. He's too big, too strong in the paint. You got to foul him.
And he ends up missing both free throws. And so it's Wall. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. 6-point game. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're trailing by 6. 52 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, LeBron James.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey guys, well the Rockets coach had some words for his team during the timeout. He told them, don't look at the scoreboard. It's 0-0. One play at a time. Execute the game plan. That's how we're going to win.
He got it again. Sensational.
He is simply unconscious here tonight. Nobody can stop him right now.
GA, the points keep coming, and he's climbing up that scoring ladder. Third on the list, well in sight.
And Wilt Chamberlain holds both the first and third place scoring marks. First, of course, for 100 points, and third place all time with 78. Anytime Wilt's name comes up, you are making history.
But he's always a lead leader in free throw attempts. I mean, Harden's so shifty, so strong. He can beat you from any spot in the court.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're down by 8. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
Trying to keep hope alive, but I don't see them making a comeback.
Yeah, it's so important at this stage in the game for everyone to be on the same page and working together.
And taking care of the ball has been a problem for them.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced. And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. Just a total team effort.
And that's the knockout blow right there, guys. Those free throws should put this one away.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And just a little too lax with that possession, and it cost them.
Yeah, you got to be locked in at all times. Their inconsistent play is a big reason why they're losing.
Shoots from 12. The shot will not fall. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. LeBron, you have accomplished so much in this league. How have you